Yo, what up there, my beautiful and lovely gamers? My name is Jonal. Today we're doing the United Kingdom versus the United States from the World Cup. Now that we finally have this World Cup viewer tool, so we can finally fly around the lobby and watch perspectives and so on. This is far, far better. Now, what we were doing is actually we were taking a look at parts of the map. Now, I'm going to stream today at 8 p.m. I was streaming Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Norwegian time, where I hopefully can break down longer maps and like full maps and so on. I just don't think that's something that you guys want on YouTube. So instead of doing it on YouTube, let's rather do like sectional breaks here. But I would like feedback on this because again, this is the first time I'm doing it. So I would like what you guys want to see. Do you guys actually want full? Do you guys want clips? What do you guys want from this series? And what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? So that we can hopefully make this much better, since I'm really just like winging it right now. I like on the video, since I spent some time trying to create a decent format, would also be appreciated. And yeah, besides that, as always, the stream, and then if you want to come and hire me as a private coach, you can hit me up on Discord. It's 50 euros for 2-hour session, as always. Now, some of the stuff that we're going to take a look at is, very first, we're going to take a look at the difference in how they defend and attack the first point. And they're going to have the exact same team code. If you just start here, the United Kingdom is going to spot, and then they're going to just reset over here, and then they're going to swap over to goats. There we go. Right, so just notice team composition, because the USA is going to run the exact same team composition on attack, and the United Kingdom is going to use the exact same composition on defense. But look at how they attack. So we're going to really do this side by side. We're going to just look from Fusion point of view, and we're going to look how the United Kingdom attack this, and then we're going to look at it right after the United States, and then we're going to look a little bit more on how the United States attacks the rest of the map and how the United Kingdom defends it on a certain parts of it, okay? So that's really the plan. So let's just really take a look at it. And this right here is what we want to go for, right? If you paid attention, what happened was, they went up here and did a rotation over around here. And if you notice why, look at, for example, the position of Boombox, right? So this is really, really, really good. The rotation here, and you will see that from the United Kingdom, they are really good at doing rotations. And playing together. They have a very, very solid, strong main group that's very good at playing together. Fusion is a very good main tank, and you will see that when they do fights during this, that it's a lot of time that he will not extend too far forward. He will extend and trade and create space for his team, and then he will make sure that he's not too far out, so that when he eventually will get stunned or hooked or whatever will happen to him, he won't be overextended, so his team can actually help him peel him. Of course, his team is doing a good job peeling him as well. But Fusion is an amazing main tank. That's why we're going to use him more as like his point of view. But the rotation is smart, because what the USA, right? They're running quad tank with 2 supports compared to United Kingdom's goats, so triple supports, triple tank. So the United Kingdom has a much better main group than what the United States have, because the way that they can bully out move, right? They can discord him and reduce his armor with 30%. They have a stun. We have speed boost to disengage and re-engage, of course, like they do. And then we have bubbles to protect our run. So we can actually bully the main group out of the United States. On top of that, by doing a rotation, you're doing a couple things. One, you're not playing into their defender's advantage. So if they had come up here, right, there's a hog up here, there's a diva up here, really choking them out from that side. So all of a sudden, it's not just the people in front of you, it's the people up top as well. So by doing a rotation, you're setting up your supports. Your supports has a very good line. On top of that, you're playing payload, so the payload is not pushing towards your team, instead of pushing into the enemy team, right? So it's very easy for us as an attacker to kind of get that push going for us. As I said, you can see at the safety of our supports. There's a really, really small rotation. If we're just gonna watch the team fight, especially watch from Fusion point of view, I said, look at how he extends, look at how he disengages this, and then we're gonna look at how the United States messes this up on their attack run. Right, now they're starting to push the payload, right? So now the United States is forced to attack them, which is really good for the UK. Right, fast, clean rotation, really, really nice play from the UK. With the rotation, the control, and the extension and so on, the enemy team have to rush into us. We can poke them down, we can melt them with our Zenyatta. You're guaranteeing essentially a win on that attack very, very nicely. Now let's look at how... Let me see. Okay, let's just... Yeah, right on here. Okay, now look how the United States do. And notice again that they are running the exact same team composition towards each other, right? On defense, the United States were quad tank with 2 supports. Now the UK is quad tank with 2 support on defense, right? And so on. So now look at how, because this is what the United States most likely wanted to do against the UK. They wanted to do exactly what's going to happen now. Let me see. Just skip here. There we go.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Boosters engaged.
Stop the payload.
Taking off.
Right, this is what you want from the United Kingdom, right? Look at this. Since Team USA is not rotating, they are stuck in this where, okay, so there's a main group in front of us with 4 people, okay, and then there is on top of that there are 2 tanks on this side, right, which can pressure our backline, right? Like if we look at Rocket's point of view, right? There's the people up there, it's gonna go from off, right? There's these people, these 2 tanks on the top right, which can go and hook us. If we look at the Smooth point of view, right, Mover will have to, or Sinatra or whatever, they have to deal with this front line in front of them, while there still are tanks up here. So it's very, very difficult, because as soon as the Team USA start pushing, the main group start pushing, then you are leaving big, big holes in your defense for Smacks, and also for Cub, to start hooking, to start dealing damage onto the support, so you're cutting off heals, so all of a sudden Rockets can't focus so much on DPSing on Fusion and the others, right? And on top of that, you need to start thinking, okay, we need to you know, not lose our supports early in the fight. There's also creating an angle straight in on Muma and his tank line, right? So as soon as you're pushing in and you're getting attacked from both the front line that you're trying to, you know, equal out, which can already be a very, very tough thing to do. On top of the fact that you have to care that your backline is dying, your flank is collapsing, take a lot of damage on disengage, which is really, really bad. And that is a really good way of defending this. And one of the ways to deal with this is we're doing exactly what the UK did, and that is doing a full rotation to essentially rotate out of this. So we'll see how this get executed right now for the United Kingdom, right? So if you just look at this, right? Look at Cub over here in the trail, right? So why USA, which has a stronger main group still, they still have a stronger main group, right? Especially since there's just 2 tank over there, right? This main group here is weaker, but it doesn't matter because stuff like this happened, right? The hook gets on Rockus, and all of a sudden the Rockus is kind of under the fight, right? He gets low. Now there's a hog in your back line, right? There's the stuff going on the front line. There's also Diva killing Rockus still. He's disengaging, right? And it's not like you can set up a lot of people to start peeling for that Zenyatta, right? The Zenyatta is most likely dead. And this is like really good chaos, a lot of damage. Nice outplay there for Fusion, right? And just a big chase down. And a lot of ultimates going towards the UK. Now the UK is gonna fuck up the next fight, and that's not really what we're here to watch. So what we rather want to watch is, you know, the United States gonna win this fight over here. That's fine. Whatever. One of the things that we're gonna see now, yeah, is this. So this is actually gonna be one of the very small problems, but also one of the really strong things. So as you know. And what a lot of people might have been, you know, been asking is, well, why are they holding far up here? Isn't it, you know, meta to hold like this choke or up on gas stations? Isn't that the meta, right? And then you can rush from there, or even like let the payload push and then rush, then goats rush through tunnels. Why are they holding this far forward? And it's really the same thing that we're seeing on stuff like the Rado. We fight very, very early towards the payload, very in the beginning, right? And we do our death ball style rushes, or for the Rado style, it was mostly like a dive, but whatever. And that way we get a fight here, we get another fight here, and then we stop the payload, and then we get another fight here. So we're really shaving off the clock. Because on stuff like Route 66, of course, while Route 66 being one of those sites easier to full hold, the easiest place to full hold is logically the 3rd point. So by dragging out the time bank, it gives the enemy team less time to do a full complete of the map, which is what the UK especially wants, is they have complete the map themselves, and they got 2 minutes. So by constantly contesting the fight and the payload early, they're constantly making sure that they're buying off time. And that's what we will see. That's the game plan of the UK, is to just buy off time here on that defense. You'll see how they play, and it also works really great in other ways. The way that they win fights with their rotation and so on straight onto payload. One of the things you see here, for example, is that just running straight through main and again running into wherever the defense of the United States is. They do this rotation again, controlling the main group. No, okay, there's no one here. We're gonna take this high ground, then we can either rush here or force these guys to draw back to the payload, so they are kind of pushed in, or however we really want to do that, right? So not hiding there in the corner, which is grab. And that's a really like good way of doing a rotation. One of the things that you, however, it's gonna notice here is Fusion is gonna overextend a little bit, and the reason is he wanna stop the payload. As I said, he wants that stop there so he can get the fight there. Letting it roll too far, so for example, if he wanted to do a far more safer hold and like defend this corner right here, it's gonna be, ignore Sinatra's there, right? It's gonna, putting him here, it's gonna let them push the payload potentially all the way to this turn, and if you then wipe, then there's a big chance that your team will not be able to do a full regroup anyway, which is not what you want for the team UK, right? So they're gonna rush in up here. What I was a little bit disappointed at is how they don't back up Fusion if that is the plan, right? Because normally you would say, okay, if you're gonna send up the main tank alone, you need to give him some form of corner to relieve pressure from him as soon as he gets CC locked, right? As soon as they start pushing him, he has these corners that splits off LOS from, you know, stuff like this, and Yara can hopefully split up the LOS from a lot of different heroes, so he can't easily, and on top of that, again making that extension of their tank line, so they extend from the payload, which would be really good. Going in here alone, however, without Kib and without Mikey A, to be like right up his bottom plan, and even Smack standing around the corner, right? It would be really nice if Smax could get control over a gas station, but a similar story will allow Fusion to really get, look how far forward he is, and look how little protection he has around it, right? Compared to what Muma has, right? The Sinatra is there, there's a Diva up top, right? There's the break coming in here, right? And there's a Sen Orb on it, right? They have speed, right? So this is really bad for Fusion. I'm not sure if this is miscommunication or whatever, but this is practically just suiciding on the objective. So I would have wanted to see far more coordination from the UK here protecting Fusion if they really wanted to do this early hold here. They're just gonna reset, and then Sinatra's gonna grab early here when they come back. So not really much more exciting here that we want to go over. Again, trying to cut down that time of that video, right? Sinatra's gonna grab with bomb up here to get an early thing going. Now also note this is gonna be very similar as always to what the UK does, right? The payload comes in here, and then again they come up here, okay, they push them up high ground and rotate with speed boost. Again, not letting, if we go a little bit back, not playing into this, the United States, you know, defense where they're holding super far forward and just letting Moth here solo push the card. Not playing into that, but instead doing a rotation straight onto the card to immediately take control, forcing a fight on the objective, again stalling the objective. On top of that, they know that, you know, we don't want to play into your defender's advantage. So you have set up a defense here. If we rotate here, then we can set up our defense and you have to go into us, which also gives you a slight more, a little bit better advantage here for them, right? So they're gonna do this really nice rotation here, right? And give them this, right? So the longer so if the United States does not want to just immediately rush in here, then of course they're buying, then the UK is buying a lot of time of that. So if they for some reason didn't want to go in here, they want to for some reason weaken the UK team or whatever, then they're just buying off a lot of free time on that clock.
Into the iris.
I'm back in the fight.
Right, and that really helps with how they can do those engages. Of course, old combos coming up in the UK, since they had a way better, stronger old economy, also helps with that. Besides that, the United States is gonna win this team fight over here, which I believe is complete, which is both a nice play pushing away Fusion, but also a very big misplay from the United Kingdom with how they dealt with their old economy here compared to the push. They also pop both support ults that fight, which is really sad. But notice now the ult difference. So because the United Kingdom in last sprite, which you guys didn't see because you skipped it again because time and YouTube and whatever. Tell me if you don't like me skipping this, if you just want me to do the full fucking thing. But they burned both cruises, drop beat, and at the same time. It's not like they even like phased it out. They did it at the same time. Problem is communication. They probably wanted to just use the trans and then they use a drop beat as well, or vice versa. But look at the old economy here for Sinatra. So they should know that Mackay is very close if it doesn't already have grab. And Sinatra already has it, they have the bomb, but they also have 2 support ultimates. So the USA should really think about, okay, the pillars coming up here, we want to go up and take that space, we want to fight them early, we don't want to let them in on us. We want to, you know, hold, you know, the areas around here, deny them pushing either from up there with, the, you know, a grab and a bomb or whatever, or we want to stop them if they rush out of here in the low ground. So we want to take this space from the United Kingdoms, which is not going to happen if you see here, right? So I'm going to speed up a little bit. The UK is going to rotate all the way over here, right? And notice here, the United States are just bulked up. They haven't pushed up with their tank lines, created any space, which allows the UK to just rush in and pop ultimates before the United States can. Right? They're all stacked up here. There's more space on the attackers on the United Kingdom here than what was this, and the United States has a they have more advantage with their ultimates here, which is really sad play to see here, them backing off that early, because this could be a very easy snowball fight with an early grab here and just rushing them down again. That couldn't be, you know, even popping a drop beat if you absolutely had to. Could have build Muma Shatter back up again, have bomb Shatter, or, you know, grab bomb, get some hammer swing in the next fight. You have some support ultimates to roll with. Muma probably has some ult charge on that Shatter, right? Then you can hopefully do some real damage on that third point. Compared to just letting these guys in. This is also where we want to take a little bit look. So okay, they get one kill, they kill Muma, and the USA is gonna back off, and they're gonna start committing with their ultimates, which is one of the few luxuries of having a strong ult economy. Is you can actually try to do it if you want to. They're not gonna be able to do it to kind of turn around. One of the big problems with losing your main tank in stuff like Ghost versus Ghost, in general, just like heavy death balls, if you lose Ryan, you practically lost that fight, because he's so much of the control of the space, he's so much of the damage output, he is really essential to your team composition. Making sure that your Ryan does not die. If you notice how long Fusion stays alive, it's such an important part of the UK. If Fusion dies immediately, the UK is at a big disadvantage, because the only one that can really stop a Ryan from walking forward is another Ryan when both teams are around them, right? So losing Muma was huge here, but they still have the what's it called? The privilege of having a stronger ultimates or more ultimates, so they can try to turn around. They're gonna do that, but what's gonna really be noted here is not just how, you know, they're gonna block some stuff, right? Right, it's gonna block this with the umbrella style, right? But notice how, okay, so there's trances coming out and so on, right? And there comes the drop beat, and immediately they disengage this. They're like, okay, you guys pop trance, you guys start popping your ultis. Let's just start disengaging this. We're also very close to our own Shatter. Let's disengage this fight. It's fine. Like, it's good. They're popping ultis. Let's not find them on their turf. Let's start kiting them backwards a little bit. Create some space now, right? And that's exactly what they do. This is a really pretty disengage, right? And notice that Cruz, he's building back up that drop. It's max good demake, but it doesn't really matter. Here you see Fusion getting really low, and both Cube and Mikey A and Cruz really doing a good job trying to slow down the offensive to try to hit him. But we're 92% of that drop beat, which is what they want. To disengage, they're close to a grab, no, to an earth shatter. They're close to a drop beat, disengaging, also building up those ultimates, and now they can start re-engaging with their ultis again. Where the United States just emptied up their ult bank, is a really good play from the UK. Like, it's actually really well coordinated. One of the things that happened is that Mackay actually gets isolated here, which is actually a little bit risky, because if they lose this area, that's a big downfall. But the drop beat comes out now, very soon there, right? And all of a sudden now, the tides had turned, right? There's a DMAC coming out on specs. That's a fat shatter with the stun combo, of course, from Kib, which these guys are really good at, you know, trying to line up some of these nicer, right? It comes over here. Right, the stun, fat shatter, right? And that is the disengage there saved the United Kingdom, because the USA could pretty much have rolled over them. The Ryan was coming back, they had drop beat up and run. They could really punish and most likely kill a lot of them, and then cap this third. Disengaging that and then playing on, okay, we just need to stall a little bit more, we just need to build up those ulti, we just need to stall a little bit more. being able to do that and time those ultis really nicely is amazing plays for United Kingdom. And this is just some of the plays that happened during these matches. This is only one map, and there's only some of the plays that I felt like I wanted to cover here. It was an amazing match to watch, and it was a joy to watch the UK play, especially how well Fusion does with his engages and disengages. I'm not sure who is the shot caller. I would expect that the guy who calls these shots a lot of time is Fusion. With how he managed to play confidently. Then again, I don't know. I'm not in there. I'm not in their comm structure. But it's a great play, and they do so many cool things. These are some of the few ones. Good match if you guys want to check them out. As always, I'm streaming 8 p.m. So hopefully an hour after this video goes up, if I manage to get it up in time. I love you guys very, very much. Now, thank you guys for watching. As always, guys, my name is Jonal, and keep the enemy in your crosshair.